Hi everyone and welcome to Club 3 episode 21 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. So if you were with me last episode, you'll know that we secured our playoff place at the very least in the championship. But now I did tell you that I would be back when we could get a chance for automatic promotion, and the first of those chances happens today against MK Dons. And we will continue to play through the rest of this season in this episode until we get to the point where we've got our automatic promotion or we end up in the playoff place. So there could be one game or 3 games or anything in between really. So yeah, let's get into this episode and see where we go with it. So big important game. MK Dons are down the bottom of the table, so a decent opportunity for us to get the 3 points that we need just to clarify our position and get us automatic promotion. Couple of injuries, and it's our two wide guys, Murphy and Murray, who have picked up the knocks, and so that's our right and left sided options gone from the bench. Unfortunately, we've got a couple of other players that can play there, but those are mainly the options that we have. So what it means for today's match against MK Dons is that we've got Bazunu in goal, we've got Gilbert at right back, Target at left back, Harwood, Bellis and Story in central defence, Joku, Roberto and Sibley in central midfield. Martinez has finally been dropped out the side. McCowan on the right, Lokudoku on the left and Ida up top, with a bench of Burns, Cooper, May, Silas, Colin, Martinez and Clark. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So we're just going to leave the team talk blank. Don't want to put any pressure on them. We've still got a couple of games in to play after this one if we don't quite get it today. But this is a lower championship side in this particular match that we play against MK Dons. So I'm hopeful that we can get the points today and just sew it all up. And then we might play one of the other games just to continue this episode and give us something to talk about right the way through to the end of the season. But we'll find out how we go as this particular match progresses. But it's McCowan on the ball down the right-hand side. Cuts it across to Lokudoku. Plenty of space. He's been an absolute star for us in the last few games. And there he is again. 6 minutes in, down the left-hand side of that penalty box. Cuts past this defender. Nice little sharp cross into Ida, who puts it away first time. And we take a 1-0 lead after 6 minutes. Really positive. Great run, as I say. Lokudoku has been an absolute star in these last few games. You remember, he started off a little tentatively and he's had some injury issues this season whilst he's been on loan with us. But in the last sort of half dozen matches, several goals, several assists, always driving runs, and he's really settled into this side all of a sudden, which is really, really great to see. But it's MK Dons on the attack down their left-hand side. Good foot in again by Lokudoku. Gets it into Ida's path. Takes the ball nicely. Runs at the defence all on his own. Takes it right the way to the keeper. But the keeper stands up well and parries it off for a corner kick. But what a brilliant driving run on his own by Ida that was. Corner kick comes in disappointing, but we win that second ball just on the top of the penalty box. And it's Harwood Bellis cuts it right the way over to his other central defensive partner who had both come up for the corner in Story. And we maintain possession, but we're being pushed a little bit by MK Dons. And we've been pushed all the way back to the goalkeeper, but that's positive just to maintain that possession, which is really very nice to see. And they're even playing long 1-2s between the goalkeeper and the defence at the moment. I'm happy as long as it doesn't go wrong. Lokudoku with the ball again though, down the left side, again driving into that near post area. Again a little bit lucky, but again it finds itself to Ida and he pokes the ball home for a second goal. I think they were a little bit lucky on that first shot by Lokudoku. Can't tell whether it came off the keeper or the post. We'll check it out here on the replay as he again drives in, takes a shot right on the byline. And it was a good stop by the goalkeeper, but he parries it into the path of Ida, who follows in on that first shot by Lokudoku, gets there before anybody else and pokes it home for 2-0. And we are romping our way to an automatic promotion place with Derby County in the Championship, which is just magnificent. Again, a really good interception in that defensive area. Again, Ida finds the ball and turns and runs himself, taking on the defence of MK Dons, or the midfield in that sense. And again over the top to Ida, finds himself in the space, but it was just too acute an angle really. Probably should have tried to cut it back for somebody else, but he's on absolute fire at the moment, isn't he? In this particular match, he's absolutely dominating that line for us, really driving us forward in such a positive manner. You can see that in that first half, MK Dons had no answer to us whatsoever. No shots on goal, no shots on target, 44% possession, which isn't bad. 16 shots for us, 9 on target. We're doing ever so well, and it looks like we're in a fantastic position today to get that automatic promotion spot. So we'll tell them their efforts have been excellent. We won't do anything more than that, just to send them straight back out again, nice and calm, see if we can see this game out. A professional second half, that's what we're looking for. Professional performance. Keep the ball well, have a couple of opportunities hopefully, and see whether we can see this game out. So we're going to change from positive to balanced just to settle us a little bit. It's been a little bit non-existent in this second half. You can see that we've got a yellow card that we're going to take off, just because why wouldn't we at this point. We've also got a slightly low condition Gilbert at right back, so Colin can come in there. And then up on in that attacking midfield line, it's the one position that I'm still really not happy with in this whole setup, is this attacking midfield player. Whoever it is that plays isn't playing well for whatever reason. So we're going to have to look at that a bit over the summer, especially if we're heading into the Premier League. But for now, Martinez can come back in and have another go off the bench. Maybe now that we got promotion, hopefully in about 3 minutes time in the match, he'll settle down and he'll want to stay, but we'll see. And it's counting down. And there we go. Full-time whistle goes. Little bit of a disappointing second half. Didn't really make many opportunities, but we didn't have to, because we did all of the hard work in that first half. And passionately we're going to say, well done lads, your performance has secured us promotion to the Premier League. And that's got everybody delighted, of course. Why wouldn't it have? Let's just come straight back out and go into that championship table and get proof of the fact that we are going to be playing Premier League football next season. And there we are, Derby County sitting in second place currently. Couple of games still to play, and we are now too far ahead of Watford for them to catch us. And we go into the Premier League next season. Fantastic. Here we go through the news feed. Team secures playoff. Derby County promoted. Board have set initial budgets. Here we go. 1.2 million and 42 million in the transfer kitty. Let's go and check in and see where that leaves us. We've got 500 grand in terms of our wage budget that we can play with for next season. And we've got 42 million in terms of transfer budget as well. Obviously, the overall budget's going to increase when we get all of our prize money in for this season, etc. So, really very good finances. 42 million should be enough for us to get maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 players, just to really secure some better players potentially for a couple of positions. Primarily, what do we do about that attacking midfield role? But anyway, that's for another day. Today is all about celebrating the fact that we managed to get promotion to the Premier League. I'm not going to get us to go through the 2 games that we've got, Portsmouth and Millwall. It seems kind of non-existent now, really, and a little bit of a waste of time to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through them, and at the end of this video, I'll come back and I'll just update you on exactly where we finished in the Championship before going up to the Premier League. So I'll go away and do that. Join me in a second. So here we are, end of the season. Final game has been played. We got a loss against Portsmouth, rotated the side completely and lost that particular match 1-0, and then finished the campaign with an absolutely magnificent win against Millwall 4-1. And the key thing that I want to show you in this is what a happy Martinez can do. 2 key passes and a goal, 8.8 average rating for that particular match, 8.8. And just before this game, he finally sent out a message saying he was now happy to stay at Derby County, having got us promoted, or helped to get us promoted by some fairly average performances, it must be said, but I knew that there was a key player in there for us. I knew that he had the potential to be big and important. So this guy is going to move up with us into the Premier League at the age of 21, and hopefully he can continue to improve. If we could just get that passing up by another point, that would be magnificent, really. But other than that, he's got everything that we need for him to play a part for us next season. So finally, the fact that I took my chance with him and kept plugging away with him has paid off, because he's now happy to stay at the club. So yeah, the schedule, if we just go and have a look at those last two games, as I say, Portsmouth beat us 1-0, rotated team, and then we absolutely thumped Millwall, and unfortunately for them, we sent them down on the last day of the season. But what it means is that we finish on 96 points in the Championship, quite some distance off of Southampton, absolutely. They absolutely romped home for the title in the Championship, but it leaves Huddersfield, Watford, West Brom and Leeds in those playoff places. So we'll see at the beginning of next season which one of those come up with us as well. But Derby County play Premier League football next season. You can see that the transfer budget, as we've already seen, is 40 odd million. Got plenty of wages to play about with. Let's go and just check into this side a little bit and see where we might need to improve. We've got two ageing right side defenders. That's the first thing to talk about. They're both in their early to mid 30s, so we might have to potentially change one of them. We'll see. Story and Harwood Bellis played exceptionally for us during this season. Story, though, has been under some bids from some teams as my puppy comes into shot. I don't know if you can see her, but she's just come in to play with me just at the wrong moment as I'm recording this. But anyway, Harwood, Bellis and Story, they're two key players for us, but Story has been under some transfer bids. We'll see if we can keep him, but he does want to potentially move on. We'll see whether us getting promoted has changed any of that. Target and Cooper on the left side, I'm happy with that. Central defence-wise, Burns and the other one is Berkeley, who are both on loan. So one or other of them I'd hope to keep in, maybe, and then we'll have to find another fourth central defensive player. Target and Cooper, happy with them. Joku, and who was the other option in? Oh, it's May. Possibly we could improve that, but I'm not so worried about them too. I think they could do a job. McCowan and Murphy on the right. Murphy is a little bit aging. He's in his early 30s and hasn't really got the attributes. So, and if we go and look at McCowan, I think potentially we could do better than both of those players as well. So that's another key position. Down that right-hand side so far, we've identified. Now that we've got Martinez in that position and potentially he's happy, the attacking midfield role might be sorted with him and Sibley. Sibley hasn't got the best attributes, but he's done okay for us. But maybe we do need a slightly better backup to Martinez. We'll see. We'll figure that one out. And this is the key guy, isn't it? Roberto. Can we keep him? Well, the suggestion so far is that no, we can't, that Man City are wanting to give him an opportunity in their first team. So it looks like we're going to lose him. We do have Silas, who is coming through and is doing pretty well for us in terms of his development. So he'll get some game time next season, I would imagine. But maybe we do need to find the direct replacement for now while Silas continues to develop for Roberto. So we'll check that out in the summer as well. Then, of course, we've got Loku Doku. Not quite sure on his situation just at the moment. Can we keep him on loan from Man City? Again, possibly, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Murray, youngster at Man United. If I could keep him, I would. But again, we'll have to see whether United are wanting to use him in their first team squad next season or not. We've talked about the two central defenders. And then we've got some periphery players, the like of Walker, Crowley, Stretton. Probably not good enough for the Premier League at this point, to be honest. So any Derby fans out there, I'm sorry if some of these are your preferred players, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I suspect there'll be one or two changes. The goalkeeper was the other one that we didn't talk about, and Bazunu has been an absolute star for us. That average rating doesn't show it, but conceding 26 in 37 games in the Championship, I think is decent. I think he's kept a load of clean sheets and has done very well for us. But, you know, that's an issue around the whole of Football Manager, isn't it? The goalkeeper average ratings, I think. And I think Bazunu's done pretty well. And I think he's got the attributes really to suggest that he could do something for us next season. So we'll see where that ends up. And Decker is the other option that we got. And I think he's a perfectly able backup. So it won't be one of the key positions I look at. But any opportunity to find a really world-class player from somewhere, I will try and take if I can. And who knows where they will show up from. So it's going to be a really challenging summer to get this side ready for a Premier League campaign. What I'm really suggesting at this point is that the only thing I care about is, can we survive the Premier League next season? Can we stay up? That's my only intention at this point. But who knows, after a summer of transfer window dealings, who knows what shape we'll be in. So join me for next season to find all of that out. This season has been absolutely magnificent after picking them up in relegation zone last season. So onwards and upwards to the Premier League. Can we survive it? Let's hope so. Join me next episode to find out what I did in the transfer window. And then I will see you for Premier League football. Thanks very much for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that like button if you haven't already. Until next time though, take care of yourself. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.